Hi everyone, welcome to Tips and Tips. Today we are going to draw a sunflower with the Procreate app on an iPad. Those who are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Harshini. I am an illustrator. I post weekly tutorials on my channel using my own brushes where you can download it from the description. Let's begin the video. So this is the Procreate app, and if you press on this plus icon, it will open some existing sizes. You can create custom sizes over here. I'm just selecting 4000 into 4000 pixel. I'm opening a canvas. Before starting, let me introduce my brush set. This is the Tips and Tips brush set, which you can download it, and these are the brush sets which you can use. And then this is smudge tool, eraser, layer, colors, and you will be able to learn these simple tools as and when we move towards the tutorial. Now let me show you the palette. This is the palette which we are using, and here you can see all the existing palettes. So I'm just going to disk so that I will use this palette. Let me clear the history. Now let's begin sketching. I'll be teaching you the sketching portion as well. While sketching, use the tri-liner brush for sketching portion. On the color, some dark color. I'm just using the second last color in the first row. If you don't want to sketch along with me, I'll give you the outline. You can download it for free. If not, if you want to learn sketching, you can just draw along with me. So while sketching, I'll just draw the center portion, and then I'll draw one more circle over here. So that I'll have an idea of where the petal falls. So this is the circle which I'm going to use. Creating a new layer, and go to first layer and reduce the opacity to around 20%. And then go back to the layer 2. Here let's start sketching the floral. I'm just drawing one of the petals. Very rough outline should be enough. When you're drawing the petal, make sure it's just spreading across. The top petals is faced towards the upward portion, and when you move along, the petal also moves along. Make sure you do that. And when you're coming down, you have to make sure that your petals are bended. Only partially it will be visible. I'm just drawing the petals which are in the back. Now that's it. Let me quickly resize it a bit. It's very big. Go back to the layer, switch off the layer 1. That's it. Just quickly drawing some stems. That's it, the floral outline is ready. I'm not going to teach you in detail how to draw, just my thought process of how to draw it. Just create a new layer, remove the layer 1, no need that anymore. Reduce the layer 2 opacity to around 23 or 24%. Go back to the layer 3 where we are going to paint. Now, what I am going to do is use the petals brush, and then this petals brush will have, you have to make sure both the colors are selected. So first I'm selecting this color, and then selecting this and selecting a slightly darker color, and then what happens is this will create a hue. What do I mean is it will just get mixed, not be like a, let me reduce the opacity to 50%, size to 16%. Let me increase the size to 40%, reduce opacity to 34%, and just leaving some white spaces in between. So you can see a nice texture in this brush. Now what I am going to do is go into the smudge brush, selecting the bloom smudge, and reduce the size to 7%, opacity at 100%, just smudging it. So you can see a nice smudge to it. Now let me go to the brush section, select the bright wet edge loaded brush and go to the color. Select the last fourth color in the first row, and okay, whenever you are selecting this brush, create one new layer, and let me give a slight tint over here. Now again go to the smudge brush, select the bloom smudge and slightly smudge it. And here as well. Now you can see both yellow and orange is nicely merged. Let me go to the eraser brush, select the ink pen and slightly erase whichever is not needed. Now in the eraser brush, select the light wash and reduce the size to 3% and slightly erasing the orange color over here. Go back to the yellow and slightly erase more. So if you have painted before using watercolor, you will know that white highlights are very important. So that's why I am erasing and then going back to the bloom smudge and smoothing a little bit. That's it. Now merge these two layers and then further smudge it a bit so that it smudges evenly. Do not smudge the corners, that only gives you that watercolor. That's it. I'm going to follow the same process for all the petals. Let me fast forward it and finish all the petals. Now, I'm just using a different color over here, so let me explain it to you. Initially, I used this second color, now I am using this first color. I'm using the same petals brush. Let me tell you how I colored this specific petal. I'm just entirely coloring. With petals brush, and then moving on to wet on dry edge translucent. Create one new layer, go to the colors and select this fourth color from the last in the first row, and just color the tips. I'm just coloring a little bit on the corners as well, just to give some variation. And then go back to the second color, go back to the petals brush. Now go back to the smudge tool, bloom smudge, and just smudge it. That's it. It just gives some lighter tone. So instead of using wet on dry edge loader, I'm using the translucent brush so that it is slightly lighter than this. That's it. Let me use this board technique and finish the rest of the flower. Now I have done this with all the petals. Now I'm going back to the brush, selecting the fine liner brush selecting the red color to give in some details like this. Let me show you. Let me reduce the brush size to 3%, opacity at 100%. Just wherever you feel like there needs to be a darker color. That's it. Now go back to the color, select the fourth color, and with the same brush increase the size to 25% and just color the center portion. Now go back to the color and select the last color. Now again give a second layer, but only in the corners, and use the smudge brush to smudge it together. Go back to the brush, select the center portion as well. Just color the center portion and again use the smudge brush to smudge it. That's it. Now use the eraser brush. Wet liner brush and just erase some spots. Just randomly, just to give some highlights. That's it. Use the same fine liner brush and use the sixth color. Let's merge these two layers, create one new layer. Let me start with a lighter color, the third color. It's very dark here. Let me reduce the opacity to 66%. Yeah, this is perfect. Size set at same 25%. Not coloring the entire leaf, just 1/4 of the leaf and some borders. And then go back to the smudge brush and just smudge it. Now go back to the brush, select the bright wet edge loaded translucent, select the fifth color, and just give a second coating. Again, I'm just giving it in the corners. Go back to the brush. Now again select the eyeliner brush. Select the last color in the second row and let's give some variation to the stem. Just make it darker in one corner. I'm just making the left side of the stem a little darker. Now go back to the eraser brush, same eyeliner brush, and then I'm just merging both. Wherever you feel like there has to be a highlight, you can just color it. Now, just one more step, duplicate it, put it under color bar. Reduce the opacity to 30%. What it does is it subtly increases the color brightness. That's it. Now, just for some splatter effect, select the wet on dry, it's translucent. Select the third color, whichever color you want. Create one new layer and just create some droplets. Select the yellow color. Now that's all. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Now you can sign it along with me. Or if you are just watching, just please do comment below if you have enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you liked the tutorial. Please do tag me along if you are sharing it on social media. And please comment down below what flower do you want to try next, or do you want to try some landscapes. Thank you. Bye bye until next time.